Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you are having a great day. In today's story, OP and his wife are having problems with their teenage daughter, and they are doing everything they can to make her behave the right way, or rather, what they think is right in their eyes. But this time they went too far. Am I the idiot for siding with my wife over my daughter? I'm 50, male, and I have 2 children. This isn't the first time my wife, 49 female, and my daughter, 17 female, have disagreed. Throughout the years, my daughter has done numerous things simply to avoid her mother, from staying late at school and developing a habit of eating fast and quick, so she wouldn't have to wait long at the dining table, to the point where she can no longer enjoy her food and focuses more on getting away, and answering both of me and my wife's questions with either, I don't know, or, not sure. She's also a frequent liar and would risk getting a beating, rather than admit the truth, because whenever her mother would argue with her, my wife makes it a habit of pointing out every mistake my daughter has ever done, from low grades to the friends she makes in school. Today, however, my wife ended up bursting into tears. My daughter has been invited to an extravagant birthday party of one of her closest friends. This doesn't happen very often, and my daughter is a very introverted person, so we're very happy for her. They've been arguing over this dress that she's supposed to wear. The dress code is semi-formal, and my wife wants to take it to the tailor to make small, inch-long slits at the hem, and my daughter doesn't think it's necessary and thinks it looks fine. Now, her mother is also insisting for her to wear earrings, and my daughter declines, saying she'd look great even without them. My wife ends up crying and bans her from going to the party, and my wife starts to point out she's the type of person who thinks everything is done to her bidding. My daughter is shocked and turns to me, but I side with her mother, since what's wrong with a few alterations? The dress is okay, but it could be better, and now my daughter has been stone-faced all day. I speak to my relatives and friends about this, and they've berated me for worrying over such small things, and she deserves to go to the party. However, I think my daughter should learn how to humble down herself, and if my wife thinks she shouldn't go to the party, then so be it, but I have yet to decide. Am I the idiot? Yes, you are. I mean, you both are, you and wife. At the beginning of the post, I was a little torn, without knowing exactly where this was going, but the reason you guys made up to prevent your daughter from going to the party is ridiculous. Are you sure this isn't just an excuse because you're frustrated with her? Because of how she's been acting towards you, and frustrated with her behavior? As you said, you have a problem with her friends, with how she is avoiding you, especially your wife, with her grades, and I get that it must be frustrating for you both to feel that your child has distanced herself from you. But I really think that unconsciously or not, you took this whole situation out of proportion, to punish your daughter, for not being the daughter you want. Because as you said, the dress is fine as it is, your daughter feels good in it without alterations, maybe she doesn't feel comfortable in it after the modifications, and you punishing her because of that doesn't make sense. And I also think that you two are the ones who need to learn how to humble down yourself. Also, why are you beating your almost adult daughter? What the hell? You both are the idiots. Now let's read what the comments have to say before going to the update. This is a joke, right? You recognize that your wife is exceptionally critical and oppressive, and you still choose to support her for going nuclear on your almost adult daughter for choosing what to wear to a party? An outfit, by the way, that is completely fine and makes her comfortable? Yes, you are the idiot and your wife is too. Grow a backbone. You are the idiot. You had me at risk getting a beating. When's your daughter's birthday? Because that's how long she has to put up with your and your wife's shit. Don't be surprised if she's gone the day after, or if she goes to college and then you never hear from her again. God, I feel so sorry for your poor daughter. Now I can totally understand why she's doing her best to spend as little time with you both as possible. Effing disgusting behavior from her manipulative mother, and you supporting that also says enough about you. You are the idiot, and your narcissistic wife should stop acting like a toddler, and learn what being a parent actually means. But I'm afraid it's kinda too late for that, for both of you. Your wife is abusive, and your daughter will cut contact as soon as she's 18. You failed to protect your child. You are the idiot. And what do you guys think about this situation? Do you agree with the comments? What do you think of OP and his wife's decision? Now let's go to the first update. Oh, and don't forget to leave what you think in the comments. And are you enjoying the videos so far? If so, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications to know when a new video is out. This helps the channel, so I appreciate it. Now let's go to the update. Update: Am I the idiot for taking my wife's side over my daughter's? It's been a week or so since I, 50 male, posted about my daughter, 17 female, being unable to go to the party because her mom banned her. It's gotten worse, and I'm not sure what to do. Since her refusal, my daughter has become even more quiet and unresponsive, and she's entirely locked herself up in her bedroom, and has been cooped up behind her locked door, only coming out whenever it is mealtime or needing to go to the bathroom. Without my knowledge, I woke up to the door of our daughter's room gone missing. My God. My wife apparently had removed it, saying she could only get her door back if she learned how to respect decisions and that she didn't earn her privacy. I was appalled, and while I thought it was frustrating for her to lock her door or hide everything from us, I did not think my wife would actually remove it. Our daughter simply just stared back at us looking defeated and heartbroken, without even crying. Good God, they finally broke her. Since then, she and her brother, 13 male, have mastered speaking Korean, from the alphabet to every term of the language known, so that neither I nor her mom could know what they were talking about. My relatives and friends are all disappointed in us and expect us to apologize. How do I address this issue without making a mess of things than they already are? Relevant comments. Give her the door back for Christ's sake. Also, your wife seems a little controlling. She's still mad at me for not taking sides, mate. I've been debating putting the door back myself. Respect is a two-way street. You can't just take the door off a teenager's room. She's a young woman that needs her privacy. Put the door back on, tell your wife to deal with it and stop being controlling. Have a sit-down chat with your daughter and find out what's going on. How would your wife feel if your bedroom door had been taken? I wouldn't like that very much, but yes, I will find the door's screws again immediately. First thing to do, grow some effing balls. Second, put the door back. Third, use said freshly grown balls to actually talk with your wife, so you both can come to terms with how fundamentally bad you are at parenting. Fourth, do better. I'm still finding the screw to put the door back on. Maybe add the locks in back too. You think? You and your wife need to come to terms that you can't control your daughter, because she is her own human being with free will. Pretty soon, she will be an adult and may decide to cut contact with you because of the way you treated her when she was growing up. So grow a pair, speak to your wife that this behavior of hers is not acceptable, and give your daughter her door back. I will. I'm just finding tools and screws for it. Your kids learned how to speak Korean in a week. I may be wrong about them mastering it, of course, but the kids speaking full Korean really frustrates me. It might be the same phrases over and over again, but they can still form full words in it. They've also written down a lot of terms and the alphabet on paper, but since I'm in no position to do so, I don't translate anything online. OP and his wife seem like the kind of people who in a few years will make a post asking why their daughter went no contact with them and they can't figure out why. Well, OP, that's why. This is it, right here. Good God, does your wife understand the definition of overreacting? If not, someone needs to teach her. What is she thinking? Or rather, what is wrong with her? Your wife seems like the kind of person who, if she doesn't get her way, it's the highway, and I can already see your daughter choosing the highway in a few months, and then you won't hear from her again. Also, why are you asking people online if you should give your daughter's door back? You know what your wife did was wrong, your family already said it, your friends already said it, and more importantly, you said yourself, so why ask when the answer is right in front of you? Give your daughter her door back, you're idiot. And what do you think about this? Did you imagine that OP's wife would do something like this? Do you agree with her? Don't forget to leave your thoughts down below. Now let's go to the next update. Update 2. Am I the idiot for taking my wife's side over my daughter's? Yes, I've already reinstalled her door and now my wife is no longer speaking to me, which I will endure for the moment. I've talked to my daughter, per all of your suggestions, and it took quite a while to get anything out of her, given she's always been one to make up stories, and her excuse this time was that, what's the point of telling you anything if you're just going to say everything to mom? Well, she kind of has a point. Are you going to tell to her mom? She then complains that her mother has been a real pain lately, and she'd sometimes catch her mom looking through her phone and reading text messages between her and her boyfriend. She's also complaining to me that her mom attempts to guilt trip her by getting Bible verses and scriptures, such as the 10 Commandments, involved during their arguments, which is where I'll have to draw the line. We're very religious, Christian, and it's partly the reason why therapy or consultation is a no-go for us. I try to explain to her that whatever she opens up to me, she should open up to her mother as well, because she is the bigger parent between us and that she is the only person to guide her in life, not me. Big mistake, man, big mistake. However, I've regretted telling her so. As I went to bed the same night I could hear hysterical, heartbroken crying and sniffles from her bedroom and she'd woken up with a soggy shirt and puffy eyes. I don't think I'd be talking to either her or my wife on this matter anytime soon. Dude, protect your daughter from your wife. She clearly doesn't feel safe, protected or loved. You say she's always making things up. Why do you say that? Where is your proof? Your wife is acting like a monster. She's lied about test scores and her exams, and even her grades. I'm just not sure if I could trust her anymore, given she says she's studying, but she still gets the most average scores on her schoolwork. My God, with every update OP makes, I think more and more that his daughter will only have peace in her life if she ends up going no contact with her parents. OP, you know that you can be a religious person without being a jerk to your children, right? Just like you can have rules for them, but also be a loving parent, right? And you also know that your children can disagree with you without that meaning that they are the devil's spawn, right? Right? Stop trying to control your daughter this way, it will only push her further away. Honestly, if the worst that is happening to OP's daughter is her grades, try to get a tutor to help her at school, and that's it, but it's clear that it's not just that. Just like it's clear that OP has already decided that he will not get involved in this matter anymore, will just let his daughter deal with it, in other words, continuing to suffer. He already talked to her, it's not his problem anymore, since you know, she already lied about her grades, and his wife is angry with him, and he doesn't want to deal with this anymore. So be it, he'll go back to the way it was before, let his wife treat his daughter however she wants and he'll just ignore it. What an idiot. Well, and what did you guys think of these updates? What did you think of OP and his wife's behavior? And their attitudes towards their daughter? What would you do in a situation like this? Feel free to share in the comments. And that's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, go watch the video that is appearing on the screen right now or click on one of our playlists that are in the description to watch more videos. Until next time.